A very good afternoon and welcome to Swechotv. It's 9 minutes past 12 noon, and of course I'm bringing you live the hot seat. A lot happened yesterday. We are going to dwell into the matters of education, where the KUCCPS placement has been done, and the Kenya Universities and the Colleges Central Placement Service has officially released the 2026-2027 University and College Placement result for the student who sat for KCSE 2025. And these are some of the details that needs the students' attention. There wasn't sharing of programs as compared to the earlier, and of course, according to the CEO, that's the Dr. Agnes, KUCCPS asked students to take some courses, but different universities instead of the institution they preferred, just in case you had got a program that you had in the same universities, but of course you never qualified for it. They could ask you to take the same course, but in a different university, or rather have a different course in a different universities. But in case you never accepted that option, then they declined the offer, and they dropped these students at that point. About 3,000 learners were affected. As from the CS Education, Julius Ogamba, he confirmed that there is an increment in student numbers as compared to last year, because you see, this is something that people have been talking about it, that there was a decrease this year, but of course he has confirmed to us that there is an increment, and he is much appreciating the students, and again congratulating all the students who took part in sitting for the exam. He again talked of fundings. You see, when you compare the 2022 and the 2021 cohort, there was they had a different mode of payment as compared to a 2023 student, and therefore when it comes to funding, he is stated clearly that student-centered model, and the ministry has assured the public that they are working to ensure that there are enough resources, both learners to the institution, the entire institution, fully, just to avoid the circumstances whereby students have qualified and rather called in different universities or other learning institutions, be it in TVETs, but again they talk of lack of funding to the institution and rather to students themselves. And he has stated that clearly. Let's have a look at this, what he had to say on this.
Only placed students to the universities they select. Previously, we would get students, and if we have students who have not made any selection, they would be shared into programs. Now we do not do that anymore. So you find if a student has applied to a certain university, the only thing that we ask, if they are not successful, we ask them, in the event you're not successful, can we consider you for another program for the same program in another university, or for another program that you qualify for? We find there are students who say no. And the moment they say no, we leave them at that. So we got about 3,000 students saying no.
Easier. It is not true that the student numbers have gone down. In fact, they've gone up. Last year, the admission to universities was at around 185,000. We are now at 202, and that is an increment. And with respect to funding, we are still using the student-centered funding model, and we are working to ensure that those resources are available to both the students and the institutions on time and in full. That's what we are doing as
that was just a confirmation from the CEO of the Kenya Universities and the College Central Placement Service, Dr. Agnes Wahome, and later the CS of Education, Julius. Again, we have got the maybe in terms of evaluation, those who didn't apply are given a second chance, of course, to reapply. And I would advise all the students who never participated in application, please please do the application within the scheduled time, so that at least you get an opportunity to work towards your career and rather aim higher. 81% scored as C+ and above, which is a good number, and about 19% is said to have maybe joined the universities as self-sponsored. Some have joined the military and rather some abroad. I'll be playing for you that just to confirm from the ministry as a whole. To all students, of course, before I play for you that video, I would just like to tell you some of the things that maybe you need to know as far as maybe checking your application, rather your placement results. You just have to visit the portal, go to the official KUCCPS student portal. You log in, enter your KCSE index number, the year of examination, of course, that is 2025, and your password. You can view the dashboard. Once logged in, check your main dashboard to see the exact university or other college and the course you've been allocated. Some of the things that, of course, you have to acquire as far as your placement is concerned. You have to download the admission letter, head to the official website to the specific university or college you've been assigned to download the official admission letter and joining instructions. Apply for funding, that will come up later. Open the higher education financing, that's the HEF portal, immediately to apply for a mandatory government scholarship and HELP loans. When it comes to course transfer, that one is also a concern to many. If you are unsatisfied with your placement, the inter-institutional transfer window will open up shortly throughout the student portal. These are some of the key things that you need to know as a student to start for the exam. And of course, as far as maybe a parent or other guardian, you also need to know how your student is going to go through this. Let's have a look at this video where the ministry addressed all this matter as far as the placement was concerned and the admission.
Students who got C+ and above, we can actually account for 81%, which is a good number, because about 19% we can see some have gone abroad, some have joined the military, some are joining the universities as self-sponsored students in both our public and our private universities. Welcome.
Just to take you through, we have got 6,500 students who applied for only 702 medicine slots, but of course 8,915 qualified students opt to non-degree courses. And sciences struggles as chemistry pass rate in just 13%. Of course, just looking at it, remember most of the students, of course, have got an issues as far as sciences are concerned. But again, this time it has got 13%. So 980,535 learners sat for the 2025 KCSE. And coming to this, we would like to say that 268,729 qualified for a degree. And that's just a good number, 17,000 otherwise opted for private university, and 8,915 qualified for degree programs but opted for TVET programs as well. And 3,000 not placed to universities of choice and rejected, since they rejected the alternatives that were provided by the KUCCPS, just as Dr. Agnes Wahome, that's the CEO, had stated earlier. Unfortunately, over 57,000 were not placed in degree programs, and therefore this is creating more alarms as far as education is concerned. And government institutions are about over 200, and if the course of individual and the TVET is just near you. That's as far as maybe the placement is concerned. This time TVET, you are allowed to maybe represent yourself there physically and do applications in case you have got a TVET that is within your area, and you or rather the TVET of your choice, you just make a physical appearance, you do your application there, seek for admission, and later on the KUCCPS will find a way to get your documents as far as this is concerned. So the demand of medicine was high as compared to the previous results. And of course, last year we had nursing in KMTC leading generally. About according to the CEO, 40% of the available capacities are around education. That's and when it comes to education, of course, the field is so huge, but education arts is leading, then sciences. Even though science was somehow tricky as we compare the figure, but when it comes to education, it is number 2, education sciences. So there's a new way of that is going to be operated in TVET, that's under TVET CDAC, where over 60% of learning and assessment is being handled positively, or rather based on training, rather showing up the energy. People are not tied for these 3 years that were used previously. Now you can just walk in and go in a module, 3 months, learn a skill, get out and practice, and come at your own pace. Basically, semester at a time, each of these you will be given a certificate. That's of course a good news to most of the individuals around, which is basically going to improve the learning skills and rather the learning environment, giving us a good number as far as admission is concerned in the university and all that, and the colleges as a whole. By then, if suppose you were to take maybe the course in maybe hotel management, it was splitted to maybe housekeeping and so many. But now each of these will be allowed to have a certificate, giving an opportunity in the job market, and this will reduce the number of unemployment in the society. Because when you look at it in every sector, rather, if you decide maybe to go for housekeeping, you will be given a certificate on its own. Students are encouraged to join the various universities, and KUCCPS can get the data later for the sake of accounting for where the students are, not really for the placement. When we look at this, these 51,000 who are eligible fail to apply and are given the second chance. Please ensure that it is indicated as maybe 1 month. Once all the required details, or rather the schedule is given out, ensure you work within the schedule given, so that you get an opportunity. The KMTC is coming up in September as well, so this is going to give much opportunity to all maybe who never managed to apply, or rather applied but never were not placed anywhere. So transfer period will also be given, that is in 1 month. Let's have a look at this video, then later we come and do some reports on it as well. So as we bring that video, we may continue as the directed.
1% of the students who did KCSE. So if you do the maths, you get to around 51,000 students. But remember, the CS gave a directive that we follow up. So we will find some of them went straight as Module 2 students in the public universities. Some went straight to private universities. Some are waiting for KMTC. We have KMTC coming up, September KMTC.
I've requested KUCCPS to come up with a study program to track and find out where these students are. But if there are those who missed the opportunity to apply for any other reason, we are going to give them a chance to reapply. And we have directed the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service to immediately devise a mechanism to allow late applications for placement.
Find about 40% of the students want to do education. And like you have said, you have heard from TSC, it is good to know that employment opportunities are not only in Kenya, because our work is also to look at, to guide them along the available job. Pharmacy, dentistry, nursing attract a lot of students. But like I also presented, the performance of the science subjects also limit the number of students who can take some of these programs.
Thank you. Welcome back. I believe all the discussions that we had made earlier, the briefing that I had made had been discussed earlier just to prove that everything we said is the exact thing. So let's have a look at maybe how you people, or rather the remaining individuals that who haven't checked their result can do it. You are allowed to do. You can receive maybe you can receive your result through the SMS. That's the KUCCPS send result directly to applicants via SMS. So you ensure that your phone can receive information or other messages. Officials announcement for wider release details and how to check the guidelines. Refer to KUCCPS release 2026 university placement results. That is where you will, in case just you are using the online portal, go to KUCCPS student login and enter your credentials. That's of course your index number, of course, and birth certificate, or rather birth certificate, and of course initial password to ensure that you have got all the details and receive the required result. Now, this is where things needs to be made clear. You see, do not rely on rumors at any point. But the Ministry of Education stated everything clearly, and therefore, just in case you would wish to refer to any clarity, just visit the website in order to get the required, or rather exact information, because applications they will communicate on the exact date that will be that the next application shall start, and ensure you work within the time provided. And of course, you've been assured and rather informed that we will have the KMTC placement in September. Ensure that if you feel like you need to have your KMTC, or rather you need to have to go for like medical courses in such areas, please never hesitate, find time, and ensure you keep much informed to have all the information that is needed. To all the students who managed to start for the KCSE, of course you did your best, and of course ensure you take your time as you join the next the higher learning institution, to ensure that at least the career you work towards the career that really fits you. For those who never applied before, a chance will be given, and ensure this time, of course, just refer to the previous statement made by the ministry, and ensure that as you apply, you try to seek much information, so that just in case you are also in another cohort whereby perhaps you may not meet the institution that you asked, or rather that you seek, you are therefore advised you keep calm, and rather ensure that you are next to the to your source of information, or rather your phone, so that when asked for an option, you'd give them an opportunity maybe to take you to a different learning institution with a different program, or rather the same program but in a different institution, just as promised. Because remember, as far as the previous placement has been done, around 3,000 did not agree with the options that were provided, and therefore they have not been placed anywhere, and they form the part of the larger number that haven't been placed. So ensure that as you do your application, that's not the end of it. Do not sit, relax, and wait for the result. Of course, be next to your source of information, where at least, rather, where we will receive the information, so that in case any communication is made, the ministry can reach you easily without having a hard time. Congratulations to all who managed to be placed, and I wish everyone, as Swecho family, we really wish everyone the very best, so that at least you got the opportunity, use it so well. And all the time, I would like to advise everyone that when you do your applications, the results must always be out. But of course, for those people who never made it, maybe who never scored that's the C+ and above, you still have next time, or if not next time, keep calm and do your revision as well, to ensure that when the next application is made, of course, you are among the few, or rather you are among the all who will have the opportunity. Thank you so much for keeping it live here in Swechotv. This is the best TV station that I would like to encourage you to be here. Bringing you every Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon is me, DEDAN Jack, giving you the hot seat. It's a matter of all the discussions as far as the community is concerned, as far as the needs of our country is concerned. We meet tomorrow, but of course don't go anywhere, because we shall be bringing you the 1 p.m. news. Thank you so much for keeping it live here in Swechotv, the home of all. Your voice, your choice. Thank you so much for keeping it live.